I just couldn't help myself. I couldn't do it. Today was supposed to be a much needed additional rest day. Um, I think I want this one higher. That might be better. But yeah, today was supposed to be a rest day, and like I said, an additional rest day paired up with yesterday's. Like I said, every week Saturday is like my one, at least one designated rest day. I won't say every week, because some weeks if I just feel good, have some extra energy, don't have anything to do. Occasionally, I might come in on a Saturday, but usually that's not the case. But yeah, man, the plan was to stay home, rest up, specifically for my lower back situation. But there's two things. One, it actually is starting to feel, I won't say back to normal, but it is starting to feel pretty good, at least compared to just not even 2 or 3 days ago when I could barely stand up straight. Um, but I still want to be careful, all those things. But two, so, like I said, I was gonna rest. I was gonna stay home, maybe watch some NFL football or something. But the games that are playing right now, at least the ones that I can watch, I don't have that league pass shit or whatever it is where you get all the games. I don't go that far with it, but the local channels that play the games, the ones that are playing at this moment are kind of trash, man. Like they're either teams or that I don't really care about, or the ones that I did, they were being blowouts. Um, so I don't know, man. I was sitting at home, and I guess the urge and just the thoughts in my head of like, well, will it really hurt if I go in and just do a little bit of something, Even though, like I said, the plan was to rest. How much will it hurt if I just go in and do eight sets, 8 sets of back or something? Um, Now obviously the extremes on both end are it could really hurt because I could really fuck up my back more, or on the far other end of the spectrum on this side of the extreme, it it's not gonna hurt at all. Just get a good back workout, get a good pump, go home like nothing happened. Um, so that's the plan. I'm gonna do probably. How do I want to do this? Actually, I didn't get this far because, like I said, I was planning on resting today. So, um, honestly, I'll probably just do two exercises. I'll probably do three. I got 5 plates loaded on each side. Unless something changes, I'll do 3 sets with this. Then, per usual, like I've been doing as of late, I'll do a couple where I go down to 3 plates. Maybe I'll leave four on there. We'll see how I feel. And then I'll do one more exercise after that. See, now if I do five here like that, and then pair that with 3 sets, maybe 4 sets if I feel crazy, on something else, that's already 9 sets. You know, it's not a lot of variety, but I've said this before. When you hit a muscle group twice per week, you kind of have that luxury to, if you have a couple exercises that just those two, it doesn't have to be just two, but let's say it is two because that's what I'm doing. Those two specific exercises, for whatever reason, just do it for you. They hit that muscle great. Well, you can just spam out those two exercises. Do 5 sets of one, 4 sets of the other. Call it a day because later in that same week, whether it's just 2 3 days later, you're gonna be hitting that muscle again, and that's when you can throw in two different exercises. That's where your variety comes in. Of course, you got to have your split line up that way and everything. The only muscles I hit twice per week are chest, back. Um, that's it. That's the only two actually. But that's the two areas that I need the most work. Probably they both have gotten way better, but because I've been doing this, and there's still a little bit more ground I need to kind of cover with it. So um, I haven't even taken pre-workout. Yeah, I'm kind of really unprepared. That's what happens when you come in on a day you're supposed to be resting. So I just need to kind of lock in here. Um, and even though I'm unprepared, it'll be a good workout, like always. So, number of reps, I don't know. Um, I'm relegated to this row machine because of my lower back. It's just the smartest thing for me to do. As much as I'd like to do the chest supported dumbbell rows where I actually bend over, it's still too risky. So last week or Wednesday when I come in and did this weight is not that heavy, honestly. So we'll see how it goes. I might add a little bit, but I don't know, pretty much max reps here probably. See, that's kind of one reason why I didn't, or I guess I don't care for this machine as much. And I try to avoid this, but it still happens. I'm getting a little tenderness right here, and I know why. It's because, like I said, like I try to be mindful and think about driving through my elbows, driving the elbows back. But I think when it starts to get hard, the tendency to just kind of, rather than drive the elbows back, kind of almost the machine helps, I guess, kind of avoid this, but kind of just have the hand and arm cave in, you know what I mean, and out rather than back, if that makes sense. Uh, so it uses a lot more bicep, a lot more forearm, and that's why I think, because I did this Wednesday, um, and again, I can't really explain why, but whenever I actually do a chest supported bent over dumbbell row, which is what I've been doing for weeks before this and my injury, I didn't get that sensation. It was all like I felt in my back tremendously. So it's just a testament to how some exercises just aren't going to vibe with you, and it's going to be different for every single person. Um, Now, like as I'm sitting here, I'm starting to feel it in my back actually. So it's not a total lost cause. That's why I keep doing it whenever I have to. But let's just say this: if I had to choose, I would definitely be doing the dumbbell rows right now. But the is still the risk is always there to get hurt. I always want to emphasize that, but it's still higher than what I feel comfortable with going over there and chancing doing that set exercise with the dumbbells. So I'm gonna stick with this. Hopefully it doesn't persist too much, that sensation. But other than that, that was good. It's pretty good. So I'm just gonna try to which this is always what you should think about when you're doing a back exercise, but drive with the elbows. You know, if you're doing a lat pull down, don't even think about your hands or think about your elbows, just driving it down and back. Same thing here, and that can help. So I'll do two more. I'll probably, honestly, probably won't add weight. It'll just be, especially with this, um, it ain't worth it. I'll stick with this way, do two more, then do two more lighter, and move on. Huh. I noticed about halfway through that set, I could be wrong, but I feel like I was being more chaotic. I don't know. I kind of caught myself, not really bad, but just a little. I caught myself kind of just not being as controlled as I would like to be. Now, I don't mind that on the final 2 to 4 reps of a set, but it was before that, so, and I caught it, and I didn't like it. Again, it wasn't, I might go back and watch the video and be like, that actually what isn't as bad as it felt, but still, when I notice something like that in mid set, there's usually something there. Again, it might not be as bad as I initially feel right now, but I mean, all things considered, I'm gonna keep saying that till my lower back gets completely better, by the way. But all things considered, that was pretty good, really. I'm gonna go down to four. Yeah, I'll do 4 plates. Um, I think it'll be all right. I'll probably get about 15. Yeah, I think it's what I did last Wednesday. I think. I mean, regardless, that's what I'm gonna do right now. So, Mm, 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 mm. That's kind of what I was. That's not the goal, really. But whenever you start to squirm because there's so much discomfort, you're starting to squirm and wiggle around. That's whenever. Again, that's not necessarily the goal, but um, you definitely know you're doing something. Now, sometimes that something can be too much, but that's usually not the case. It usually means you're on the right path. But I do want to emphasize that you know not every set needs to be like that. Mainly the drop set is what really kind of just took it over the top, and made that or gave me that effect. Um, it was just so much blood in my lats, I could feel it, and they were just burning so bad. That's not required, but it is a nice little uh, icing on the cake, so to speak. Yeah, it is a nice way to finish, especially it's the last set here. So, anyways, let me clean up my mess and then move on to something else. All right, I almost did cable pullovers just to mix it up. I've been doing lat pull downs and rows for what seems like forever now for back, but it's been working, so that's why I haven't switched it. That's why I'm not switching it today yet. And also I didn't know. I mean, it probably would have been fine, but with my lower back the way it is, I didn't know if I didn't know if that motion would be too risky because there is a lot of core activation there, and that's what's hardest for me right now. So so it's kind of like a given. I know with lat pull downs, I'm gonna be locked in, so to speak. Um, and the risk is it's at least way lower. You know what I mean? So kind of the same old shit here. But I see myself probably doing three. I wouldn't even consider this heavy, but I've already done 5 sets in a drop set, so it's gonna kind of feel heavier than normal. So we'll I guess I'll call it heavy. I don't know. I'll do 3 sets with this weight, and then I might do a back down set and pair that with a a good drop set, hopefully, and then kind of see where I'm at. Ooh, it's a good start. That actually did feel slightly heavier than I'd say normally, even after what I've already done. But that's all right. That's why I'm fucking here, right? I don't want this shit to be easy. So I'll do 2 more. I already laid out. Unless something changes, I'll do what I already said. Man, that weight's starting to whoop my fucking ass. And that's what I get. That's what I get for saying before I even did a set that this weight is still not even really that heavy for me. After everything I already did. You see, that's what'll happen when you get a little too cocky. And the second you think you know everything, you have all the answers, and a certain weight is not that heavy for you anymore. It'll what do I always say? The weights have a good way of humbling you. That's exactly what just happened to me. I mean, I am about to talk shit still. I mean, still, it really wasn't that heavy. Basically, what I'm trying to say is it was a little heavier than I expected, but all in all, it still wasn't that bad. I mean, when you're doing uh, what I do in the first set, I don't know, I did a lot, but it got pretty tough pretty fast, and I wasn't expecting that aspect. Um, but yeah, I'll do one more, but let me lighten it. Not much. I'll just go up 4 notches lighter, do a set, and then I'll do a drop set right after that. And then I honestly might be done. I mean, I might hit a little chest. That'll probably be off camera though. I don't even know if I'll do that. But let me do this first, and then I'll make a decision after that. For sure, one more. All right. I think that will suffice, at least for back. 8 sets, 8 normal sets with 2 additional drop sets. So call it 8, call it 10, whatever. What I always say, I know the bottom line is I know is enough. So because my back is torched. Mm. Uh, yeah, I'm still gonna do a little bit of chest. Not a lot, probably just one exercise, maybe only 2, 3 sets at the most. But just get that little extra work in, enough to break it down, get some muscle growth, but not coming tomorrow and be sore from it, you know? Tomorrow will be just a straight chest day. But probably won't record it. You guys will just have to you'll just have to take my word for it, I guess. But the next thing you'll see is some posing, and I charge my light, so I might go in that other room, try to get some potentially good lighting, good posing. So we'll see. All right, it's been a while since I've let me move this. All right, yeah, it's been a while since I've done any posing in here. Man, it has my shoulders looking cut. That's pretty cool. Let's get right into it, man. I forgot how cool this looks. All right, man. I did a lot of posing. I don't even know how much will make it in the video, but I was having too much fun. It felt good to be actually. I'm not 100% still, but I'm a lot closer, and I could actually do a substantial amount of posing. So I don't know. I was just having fun with it, you know. Um, it kind of sucks though. My light, literally right here, right out of frame. The part normally I would stick it on the mirror, and it would cast really good shadows, and it had my back posing. Like I remember, it was fucking awesome. Well, it doesn't stick anymore. I'm about to give me a new part that sticks on there. It just wouldn't stick. So I had to do it here. I don't think the lighting that is as good. Um, I mean, I could be wrong. I could go back and look at it. Um, and surprise me, which has happened. So hopefully that's what happens here. But I mean, again, what was supposed to be a rest day, it's actually turned out pretty good, man. The rows felt good. Um, I remember I did say this earlier, but I did get a little chaotic on a couple sets, I think, but I feel like I honed it back in pretty good within reason. Um, and only cheated when I got toward the end of each set, which is always kind of my goal. So uh, I'm done, man. I'm done. Again, it's supposed to be a rest day, so I probably won't even do cardio today. I came in here and lifted. That's already a lot more than what I was supposed to do. So tomorrow, I'll be back for chest, man. It might be Smith machine again. Yeah, it just depends. It'll be a game time decision, but chest tomorrow.